Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to WarFrame. Today we're going to be talking about basically there's an updating you guys on the wonderfulness of you guys as well as progress that we've had. Now, last video was very evident, very much cream in my pants about the fact that we did attain Atlas Prime, and it was something that I did by my lonesome. I didn't really depend on you guys for it, but it was utterly hell to try to wrap my head around the vastness and the kind of optimalness of farming relics, which I'm not sure if I've done. Probably haven't. Probably a lot of nuance to it. Did my best. Anyways, we got Atlas cooking. Now, unfortunately, I can't make a video on him just yet because I gotta level his ass up and all that stuff. But, what are we currently doing in WarFrame? Well, with my journey to get this goddamn frame, which was very helpful because it was something that I wanted, and whilst I was making my way to that journey, I kind of figured out what else I needed to do, which of course, A1 is get mods. So of course, I wanted to make a video basically showing you guys how to farm mods 2.0, which I made a video a while back talking about how the best way to get good mods is to do treasure rooms basically. But there's also some other things I learned that I think is really, really important. I don't know if I want to make that this video or the next video. No, let's not make that this video. Yes, I should get on that. Anyways, regardless, I'm sure you guys know that too. I don't know. I always try to make the video for me. So I'm struggling with this thing. I spend some time on the wiki. I look at forums. I find my way, and I thought, what if I could make it so that no one else had to do that? Okay, let's do that then. Let's try to make a video to facilitate my past dumb self. Anywho, so yes, Atlas Prime, we got him cooking, but the one thing that I needed to do is farm mods, so I looked into that, seen that there was a couple ways that you could do that from better use, so I have some decent mods now. Now, I haven't actually, I have some decent mods, but I haven't put them into play because I don't know what build I want to use yet. Yeah. Anyways, regardless, the other thing that I needed was mastery, because something amazing happened over at the weekend. Now, we stream this game quite a bit. It's kind of our go-to Saturday stream. Anyways, regardless, one of the things that I was just kind of shooting the shit with you guys and kind of complaining my way to success to some extent. The only way that I'm able to survive in some games like this that are so overwhelming is just by venting my frustrations, and then you guys firing back with logic, and then me shitting on it a little bit, but then also laughing with you a little. It's a whole thing. Regardless, I was kind of getting really frustrated on stream about I was basically trying to find the next thing that could be my golden star, essentially, to follow. And I seen that there was this weapon called the Dragon Nakata Prime, or the Nakata Prime, and I was like, oh shit, okay, so this is a leveled up version of the Nakata, hell yeah. But then I looked into it, and it turns out that those those special cabbages, void relics, basically, I burped, sorry, they basically don't drop anymore, because WarFrame does this thing where they vault certain relics. Which I was like, that sucks, because what if they're little old me? WarFrame's a giant game. I think it's very reasonable that people go and play other games and then come back to this game. So what if people are like me who are getting back into the game and they want this weapon and then it's retired, it's well, why would you make it less? And then people brought up the argument of there being this economy, and there's already hundreds and hundreds of relics, so it would just be even more frustrating to not get the relic that you need for the void thing that you need. I get it, I understand, but still shitty for me. It was but at least in that world, I have a lot of frustration, but there's still an option for me to attain it, right? Whereas in this one, it's gone. I gotta wait until the designers benevolently give it to us again. So anyways, I was making that whole thing. Turns out, some absolute fucking mad lad. I'm so sorry. I'm so terrible with names. You know who you are. You're the sweetest, kindest person ever. After that stream, I was just grinding some mastery because that was something that I had to do. No, I was farming mods. It doesn't matter. I farm. And a person DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I see that you were getting back into WarFrame. I have some stuff to give you. I just did some quick farming, and I have some stuff to give you." I don't know how to get fucking this guy farms, but anyways, I was like, "Oh, you don't have to do that," and trying to not be a dickhead leech, all that stuff. But he's like, "No, I just farmed this stuff. I don't want to give it to you or whatever." And I was like, "Okay, okay, sure." I have social anxiety. It's a problem with me, regardless. I went and I said, "Sure." I thought I was expecting a mod that is trash, but he has 60 of. Go him, but I also I'd be super appreciative for that because I need mods like crazy. But no, he dropped my ass the entire Atlas Prime set. So I was just like, what? Thank you so much, but also, I just grinded like for 4 days straight, 10 hours a day nonsense, to get Ash Prime, or to get Atlas Prime, sorry. And he was like, oh, that's okay, I got some more shit for you. And I was like, because I didn't need the blueprints, I already have Ash Prime cooking. So I said that, and he said, I got more. And I was like, so already I'm in like this weird fucking, what happened? I was expecting like a mod, not a whole fucking Prime. And then this, because that was what I was bitching on live stream essentially, where I was like, why can't I get my Nakata Prime? I want to work towards that. That's something that I really want because I like the katana a lot. And this dude gave me the fucking shit, dude. Where is it? Prime parts. Yeah. So he gave me the Nakana? Maybe it's a different, I thought, is it the same weapon? I think it's the Nakata. Maybe I've been saying it wrong. Maybe it's the Nakata, whatever, regardless. Boom! He gave me the hilt and the motherfucking blade. But this is the thing that breaks my heart. He couldn't actually give me the blueprint that puts it all together. That's like the Nakata Prime blueprint. Because I don't have the right mastery. It turns out the weapon is mastery rank 13 and I am rank 9. So your boy has been grinding mastery like a little deviant because I'm like, I really hope that guy doesn't forget about me. And like with that being said though, I'm hoping that I could buy the blueprint and not the Nakata blade and hilt for cheaper than like the set, although maybe it would be the same money for the set. It would be weird that someone sells a specific aspect of it and not as a whole set. Regardless, I could do that. I could just give someone platinum, which I may have to end up doing. But I also hope this dude was like okay with giving me the other part of it that makes it all come together, because otherwise I can't get this. Otherwise they're glorified paperweights until I have the thing that fuses it all together. Now if DE or whatever their name is ever releases the relic back into the system, that's pretty cool, because then I just have to farm the blueprint that pieces it all together. So it does make it a lot less shit for me, and that dude is an absolute mad lad. He also gave me some other stuff that I don't know what to do with. Yeah, it's like stuff, I don't know what it was. They're like pieces to a whole, but I also don't think he can give me the blueprint because my mastery is trash. So yeah, where was it? I thought it was another thing. I think it was these two. Nope, no, those are different. I don't know. I am clueless. Anywho, moving on. Now, on a side note of other things that are kind and people who have been sweet to me, this happened a while ago. So back in the day when I was just getting like version 2 of me getting back into WarFrame, which was the last time that we played this game quite heavily, I wanted to play Nidus because I thought he was just a fucking badass. He looked great, loving to pieces. Don't judge this appearance. I was testing things. This is our boy. Anyway. The problem with Nidus back in the day was that he had a problem with armor. Now, there's this lovely weapon called the Maraditris that basically fixes that problem. It gives him the ability to just shred armor. Now, turns out, fast forward my hiatus for the game, they've nerfed this weapon to where now, yeah, it's not, I don't know. I don't think it really, well, it's weird. I think Nidus's problem could get fixed in a different way, to where I think you could just equip like certain type of like corrosive projection, weird mods, and that could basically get you around the armor thing. But back in the day, this was what I really, really wanted, and it turns out one of you amazing people, I think it might have been Nub or Fluff, regardless, one of y'all got it and made it, and then we're like, hey Grin, I'm holding on to this Maraditris for you, I want to give it to you at some point. And then this was me playing other games like God of War and all this other things, and I was like, okay, whenever I get back to the game, I'll love you and I'll appreciate that, but I'm not like getting back into the game yet, so I don't want to like take this weapon, especially when maybe you want to use it, maybe you want to sell it. Like, I don't want to do that to you. So eventually I got back into the game. Turns out these lovely people are still around in the community. We're fantastic human beings, who also happened to give this to me last night. Now, regardless if it's like got nerfed to shit, I'm still gonna play with it. Why? Because it's like a shotgun cannon. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna still keep it and try to find a way to make it good. Apparently with the right mods, anything can become good. But the first part of that sentence is the problem I'm having. So, yeah. Anyways, also, just a quick specific thank you and I love you to both Nub for giving me, I believe, the Mara Dietrich, but also Nub but also Fluff for handing me the Mara Dietrich. Weird trading happened behind the scenes. Regardless, the other thing that's amazing, is that on stream last night, a lot of this is me just being like, I don't deserve this, you guys are too kind, and I gotta move on or else I'll start getting sentimental and weird. But y'all gave me this fucking dope as shit thing. We go to profile. We go to glyph. Yes, our fellow boy. All right, hanging out with the boys. They gave me one boy specifically, or whoever he wants to be. Fluff, other known as Fluff, gave me. Where is it? I fucking lost it somewhere in the mess of it. I think I just passed it. Or maybe I collected it and that's hiding behind tricks. There he is! It kind of has a weird like green tinge, but it's our boy Atlas Prime. So I got like a little profile pic of our boy Atlas. Yes. So I'm jazzed. I looks colorful. Looks perfect. It's like this orange kind of rock fury. I love it. Also, Atlas apparently got a rework and didn't do a lot. Also, apparently Wukong got a rework. Also, apparently Wukong was really trash. They leveled him up, became one of the best frames in the game. They nuked him back down to where he was, which was not good. Apparently that's a thing. Unfortunate. Also, apparently a lot of the frames like Atlas and people who predominantly like do melee shit with their abilities also got relatively shit on. Unfortunate as well, because that was the next kind of character I wanted to mess with is Wukong, but it seems like he's kind of a bit of a baby. But you guys may be like, well, GRINN, you're talking a lot of shit. What is happening? Also, why am I'm like, frost is coming off me. What is happening? When I move, frost particles just fucking seep off me. I hate it. Actually, I don't. Actually, it's kind of cool, especially with the whole, like, I used to be named GRINN or Jack Frost and all that stuff. Anyways, you might be like, GRINN, what's happening? What's the point of this video besides just, like, saying thank you to all the fantastic people in the community? It's basically giving my, like, I'm a lot more grounded in the game. I know I need to get mods. I know ways to do that. I know I need to grind mastery so that I can get the Nakata, hopefully, if that person ever does get it back to me. And if he doesn't, that's perfectly fine. I don't deserve it anyway, regardless. Yes, so I need to grind mastery. That's something that I also knew. But then the other thing is this overarching goal that helps push me forward. Now, those goals tend to be farming for warframes or weapons. Now, the 3 warframes that I got that I want to start to play, and these ones are ones that you don't fuck around anymore. You're kind of fucking around when you play Necros a little bit. Necros is probably the one that I have that's the most useful. Atlas Prime and Nidus are just kind of fun frames, but they don't like specifically do like defense really well, or they don't go invisible so that you can do a lot of the other weird shit relatively safe. Yeah. So the 3 warframes that I want to get my hands on, maybe we can actually see them in the buy page. The first one is the one who does the dancing, who's got ass for days and just seems relatively lovely. But she is supposedly S rank. She's a bad bitch who can eviscerate the world. There she is, I think. Octavia, maybe? She is the one that dances. I think it's her, considering she has like the wub on her arms. Regardless, the one who has the music frame, all right? The music frame apparently is one of the best frames in the game because she can go invisible and shit. She can also just do a bunch of scaling damage, and she looks kind of badass. Now, the other character that I want to play and really mess with is basically a mummy, but I don't know where he is. Is it Inoros? Yes. Rise from the sands. Inoros commands desert powers. Yes, this is him. This is the boy. This is our boy. So yeah, he's a mummy who doesn't really look like a mummy, but hopefully there's some cosmetic things that make him look more like a mummy. So this is the other boy that I want to mess with. He looks disgusting. Very not mummy-like. Very disappointed in the lack of mummy vibe. But that's his kind of whole model. He has a bunch of shit. Apparently he's a tanky motherfucker, and he just seems great. Cool. Now, yes, so that's the other character that I want to get. And then lastly, the character that I want to get just because of, like, her absurd power, which by the time I get her, probably will be nerfed to shit, is Wasp. Our girl Wasp is a goddamn animal, okay? She is like she's like a support frame, but like a support frame like no other. Also, she looks dope as fuck, dude. She didn't even have legs. She just floats all the time. Also, she looks real cool, like I said. God, also, yeah, just everything about her kit seems legit. You can put down like a little nest, basically, a little flower. She's basically a WarFrame that is like a flower sprouse kind of thing. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Regardless, she's like a little flower. She can summon a bunch of shit. She's Rex phase. She also gives people a ton of supportive abilities. She can also move like crazy. She looks so dope as shit as well. Particle effects, all the craziness. So much stuff. So much stuff. That seems so good. And yes, I really want to fucking play this character, alright? But, will it ever happen? Probably not. But we can hope. We can hope. What is 600 platinum for? I don't know. I do know that the way you farm her parts, I believe, is through a quest, which is a whole bit of business. Regardless, those are the three that I'm looking at, and those are the three that I kind of want. As of primes, not really stand out, besides maybe Ash Prime, but even then I don't think it's really worth, like, apparently like the primes only started getting like pretty intense at like Atlas around then. Atlas Prime started to be like, oh no, he has like double the health and looks way cooler, you know, whereas Ash Prime I think is mostly just governed by his like mods that you could add, kind of like the same as Excalibur. He's like his Prime version looks kind of okay, a little bit of a buffs, but it's like in terms of his aesthetic, it's entirely based on like just buying certain helmets for him and stuff like that. But yes, that's basically it. That's our goals. So get mods, level up mastery, get warframes that I want to fucking play with. But right now we have Atlas just cooking. Atlas, my love, don't think I'm turning my shoulder to you. All right, love you. Cannot wait. All right. Ooh, I forgot the main point of this video though. Hopefully I edited some of that stuff down. Maybe. Essentially, essentially, the thing that I really wanted to do was kind of revisit. I feel like I should make another video for this, but it's kind of like old news, but it's also really important. But regardless, essentially, how do you farm mastery in this game? When you get to mid-game, kind of, you've leveled up most of the star chart, that kind of thing. So one of the things I hear, and it's kind of weird because I don't know what the sense of it is, really. But essentially, a lot of people were saying that the best thing to do when it comes to farming mastery, it seems like you should have less weapons, and I don't like you should have basically one weapon equipped, or at least maybe two. But to me, I don't know if that makes the most sense. Like, I mean, I get it, and I usually would do it, but I don't like. Also, I like having at least one weapon that I can kind of perform with, and then two weapons that I'm working on. But that kind of. Yeah, I have noticed that when I just have one weapon equipped, it levels up in like one run of doing this. But also, I feel like it'd be fine if they were shared between these two, you know? Because I'm also trying to level up all of them, you know? Yeah. Maybe it's what people are saying, like, instead of farming mastery, it's just about leveling up your gun. So then maybe there's an argument for that. Regardless, how do you farm? Go to navigation. Go to this Saturn, whatever it is called. This one. There's the boat up here. It's a defense mission. Do it. Don't do it alone. Because yes, you want to equip weapons that are not that great, and it's still a bit. This is also, even like I'm getting into this game really late, it's still a game where you get like 3 people almost always playing it with you. And if you happen to play Necros, well, you either want to play a person that can like has enough ability damage that he can survive and sustain himself, or you want to do something a little bit different, like play a character like Nidus who can basically optimize death. So everyone's going to be killing things in defense missions, so you might as well get those people some extra mods, some extra credits, and whatnot. That way you're like, yes, you're getting carried, but you're not a parasite, you know? You're like a symbiote a little bit. Also, this is a side thing. I probably shouldn't have done this in this video because these take a good bit, especially if you don't want to do too much. We're not going to do too much right now. I'm going to be that asshole who has to leave it like the first round. So forgive me, everyone, especially considering a lot of the times people who play this are like optimal for it, you know? When you get a full team, you guys can go to like the max rank typically. Tends to be the case. Sometimes a little bit not so much, but most of the time, yes. Also, there's a crystal. Also activate Desecrate. Now, I do not have a perfect Desecrate ability, or like build, sorry. Oh, this chick is... That's pretty awesome. Oh, the sound chick. She put down the, what is it called? The, I can't think of the name of it because I'm terrible with names. Undertale, that's it, the Undertale theme song. Or thing. Oh, also, yeah, if you like squat in her thing, you'll go invisible, which is so sick. And that's why she's so powerful. It's basically because she has no health, but you don't need health when you can just teabag and basically become invisible always. Desecrate is also not anything anymore, so yeah. Also, everything dies. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I hope I don't get copyright claimed. Oh god. Oh, now another thing is how mastery works. So essentially, you want to be around the killing, because you'll get like splash damage XP for mastery for that. So yeah, you basically want to be around people who are doing the most of the killing. So wherever there's death happening, show up. You don't have to necessarily hit anything, but you just need to be around. Now, yes, you should. But yeah, I somehow noticed that like I wasn't getting as much some runs, and it turns out that's because people who have like crazy crowd control were just killing everyone before I could do that, so then I just anchored myself to them. Also, what is that? What is that portal thing? Hey, I timed it. I timed the squat. I just dash everywhere. I didn't time shit, to be honest. Also, yeah, because I'm invisible, I do a crazy melee, I think. Yeah, I do 10,000. Normally, I just do like 400 or something. But they don't know where I am. So I'm coming for you, little Grim Reaper invisibility person. Now, this makes sense, honestly, for us being the goddamn Grim Reaper and having the ability to go invisible and be like this silent killer. Instead, no, he is the king of... I mean, I guess it makes it. He's the king of harvesting souls, but like not what you'd think, you know? Maybe like power, not like materials. I harvest your souls for like soap. For soap and iron and shit. It's like, okay. Weird. So there's like material, right? You know, like power, right? No. Okay. Well, I mean, that too. We also get power, I guess. We get power and health. It does check out to some extent. Desecrate isn't active. Oh, yeah. Apparently there's a build that has Desecrate, like, it's always up because... It eats your health, basically, and you can just live off of the death, basically, because when enemies drop, they drop a shit ton of health orbs. So you can build yourself to just survive off those health orbs, basically, and always have Desecrate and things like that up. Which sounds so great. It sounds so great. I will say that's a song I can hear a lot and not get like sick of it. Although the one thing that is kind of shitty with that character, who's like the beat kind of character, is a lot of her abilities are like shooting in time of the beat. So it's almost just like better to build like a bunch of noise instead of like a compelling beat, because you have to like do actions like squat, like do a crouch, to the rhythm of the beat, and that'll make you go invisible and shit. Perfect! I didn't want this. We already did a lot. Regardless, that's the idea. So we just gained 22,000 experience. 22,000 experience. Now, if you took off all of this stuff like Orthos, Taxon, our little suck machine, and we only had like 2 or 1 of our new weapons that we're trying to grind mastery with, they would rank up probably maxed in those 2 seconds, so, supposedly. So yeah. But as you guys can see... Oh, by the way, I did do the mastery rank 9. It was just like a stealth mission. Pretty relaxed, honestly, for like a mastery kind of quest. But as you guys can see, we are so far away from getting to master rank 10. And I need to get to master rank 13. And will I have enough soul, enough will to do that? I don't know. Probably not. Honestly, I don't know. Probably not. But, you know, you can dream. You can hope. Regardless, one of the things I do need to do is just look into a build. But then again, I'm kind of waiting for Atlas. I want to like look at the builds for Atlas and see what kind of mods I need to make him really sing, I guess. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is my kind of like a little bit of a update, well, a lot of an update, and then a little bit of like how to grind mastery. It's something I want to run by you guys because I learned some things where, like, again, you should have less weapons equipped, and also stay where all the damage is happening almost. Where in those defense missions, you can kind of just like jump around enemy to enemy. But if there's a person who like does an AoE, kind of clear a building, kills like 50 people on the other side of the map when you happen to be just slashing one of them, then you're not going to be getting all that experience. Or maybe that's why people do defense missions specifically, is because it's so close together that the odds of you missing that experience is low. I don't know. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, I love you, appreciate you. Thank you so much for everyone who's given me anything in this game. Also, I don't deserve it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try to be worthy of it, I guess. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate all of you, and goodbye.